Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of SnowRunner on hard mode and instruments of development in a very sunny island lake. Look at it. Oh, wow. There we go. Look at it. Not the big wonky tower. Speaking of wonky towers, that is where we're going. We are picking up straight away... What? Not making sense already. Essentially, we're picking up exactly where we left off in the last episode. Not jump into another map, not jump into another truck. Just straight on with a White Western Star and instruments of development, which involves getting these big old drilling rigs to somewhere. I think it's the warehouse up north, which is where there's also a truck store, maybe, which is fairly irrelevant information for right now, but there you go. So I'm going to spin it around before we whack the cargo in. And if you remember in the last episode, I was kind of mulling over the idea of just auto-loading this stuff. And I am actually going to do that. So I'm going to sit myself here. So it's a big old container. I'm just going to get myself so that my trailer's a little bit more on the flat whilst we do that. So yeah, if the question you're asking right now is why are we auto-loading, essentially look at the size of that cargo. It is big, and I don't know whether this little crane can cope with lifting one of these things. And more to the point, these cargo zones, I'll quickly show you on the map, I believe. Well, maybe not that one. Yeah, see, both this one and this one are showing that they have one drilling equipment each. This one might be being weird because I've got it in my trailer. See, it seems to have disappeared now. But essentially, because there's only one of them, now is not the time to find out if the crane works or doesn't work with the big load. Because if I try and manually load it, discover that it's not having it, and then I can't auto-load another one because I've already loaded one on a manual loading platform somewhere, then it's going to be a bit of a mess, and I don't want to be dealing with that. It might involve having to like get one of the other trucks and buy one of the big cranes or something and faff around with that. They're saying that this is pretty bloody wobbly on the trailer, so we'll see how it pans out on the journey, because this is looking a bit top heavy. I'm sure I've done these loads absolutely fine in normal mode with this trailer and this truck, so I might be worrying without meaning to. Yeah, just actually checking where I'm going, which is always a good start. So hopefully that all made sense about the auto loading, because I realised that I was rambling a lot then and probably not making it entirely clear. Long and short, don't want to stick it on a manual loading platform only to struggle with the crane and then not have the ability to auto load it, because there's only one. Maybe. Possibly. So another fun news you may notice, I don't know, as with the last couple of videos, it is hay fever season, and my nose is blocked up a wee bit, so I might be sounding a little bit weird. And to be honest, I was kind of thinking that the amount of videos that I've done now, where I've started with like, yo, my hay fever's bad, or I've got a cold, or I've got a weird throat, and it might sound weird. I'm kind of pretty sure at this point that I've probably done more videos sounding sounding odd or weird or not normal compared to the videos where I actually have my normal working voice. So that's exciting. I love that for me, and I love that for you listening or watching or both, consuming. Am I going the right way? I think I am. It might just be the path that I'm taking here. I'm going to stop. I'm going to turn my engine off. I'm going to double check, but mainly as an excuse so I can take a sip of my coffee. We are going the right way. And talking of those of you watching, listening, and consuming this content, this week, a lot of you have been leaving comments on the videos, and a few new subscribers, so I really appreciate you. Thank you. All the comments, likes, subscribes are obviously really good for content creators on YouTube. I'm not necessarily bundling myself in with the... I don't know. I guess I am a content creator. Not a very popular one, or famous one, or good one. But, yeah, you know, whenever you watch a YouTube video, people are on about likes, subscribes, comments, and looking at it from behind the scenes, looking at the YouTube analytics and all that, it does help. I think, from what I understand, if you leave likes, comments, subscribes, the algorithm, which I used to pronounce as a logarithm for quite a long time until someone corrected me, but the algorithm pushes the videos out to the wider world a little bit more, which is why you're always getting begged for likes, comments, and subscribes. Not just from me, but from every video maker going, and it's understandable. I need to be careful on this bridge. Ah, piss, we've got the fairly rowdy bridges coming up, where the camber of the road might send the trailer a little bit off. Right, we know the drill. Fuel up as we pass. Still a reasonably healthy amount of fuel in that trailer, but we're eating through it. Then again, we have got the big one that we brought over, or uncovered from the woods in the last episode. Oh, there's the Flea Star. Oh, it's kind of cute when the trucks get together. It's like they're having a little meeting. They've both got cranes. They're little friends, aren't they? Hello, bird. Oh, actually, I don't know whether I've talked enough, but my nose has just cleared, which is exciting. I know that you watching this don't really need constant updates to the state of my schnoz, but you're getting them. And if anyone wonders why in some videos I'm probably a little bit more excitable, a little bit more hyperactive, and a little bit more talkative, like today, I mean, apart from the fact that that's kind of new, normal human behaviour to change mood, it's sunny today, and I think I'm basically a bit of a plant, because as soon as the sun comes out, I get very, very excited and happy. And as soon as this video is done, I am going to have some lunch, and then probably spend the afternoon outside, go on a big old walk, and enjoy the weather, assuming it doesn't change. It is England after all. Could be cloudy as dicks in like half an hour's time. So you can see this is the road that I don't like. So we're doing the usual technique of winch onto stuff as a kind of safety net, I guess. Ooh, I don't like that though. I think all of these trees over here are the kind that will fall over if I yank on them. Yeah, there you go. This isn't looking good, ladies and gents. And I don't know a way out of this. I think I'm just going to have to steer into it. And hope for the best. Nope. Well, let's get a nice photo of that, because it's a good old thumbnail. Well, I guess we're now going to find out whether the crane works. Thankfully, we've got the fleet star nearby. So I'm just going to fuel it up first. And then bring it over. Where the hell's the fuel container? Oh, it's a little further out. I'm hoping this doesn't turn into a complete ordeal. It might do. It might just do. I thought this was going to be quite a nice straightforward back and forth job with these three instruments of development, drilling equipments. But my favourite spot on Island Lake has said no to that. God. Almost went with the fleet star then as well. That would have been terrible. So I think we're going to have to probably disconnect the trailer first, but I'll actually try it with the trailer attached. I don't like the fact that we're on quite a bit of a slope here as well. Yeah, I'm going to do that with the trailer attached. Unattached, sorry. It's just going to give me more maneuverability in terms of flipping this over. To be honest, I may not need to use the crane for this. I may just be able to winch it. Give it a go with the... Nope. So I am trying to pull it kind of up a hill there, which isn't going to help. So we're going to have to go down and into the swamps, I think. Let's see if we can roll it in some way, shape or form. Ah, this is very complicated. I'm also not really thinking about what I'm doing here. I'm just sort of trying things. It doesn't help that I think I've got myself stuck a bit. Just to add to the fun. That's okay, because we've got this big old tree to pull myself out with. I really hate this little path here. The camber on the road is awful. I don't know whether I'm using the right words, but the angle at least. Right, so that's the White Western Star out, which is good because it's a more stable platform, ironically, than the Fleet Star. So now we're going to find out if I can actually lift those cargo containers. Might be able to, because sometimes the containers in this game just, well, the cargo is very, very light when you're in crane mode. It sort of doesn't gain its weight until you're... Is that going to do it? Best laid plans. No. So this is a bit of a faff. Got to get the... These trailers aren't the easiest to get back on their feet. I know I've gone from very, very talkative to quite quiet at the moment, but there's a lot of concentration going on at the moment. Okay, good. My laptop that's recording the audio has suddenly just gone nuts as well. The fans just seem to kick in from like 0 to 100 all of a sudden, which is slightly alarming. It's a bit of a warm day. Maybe it's stressed as well. Maybe it's watching this and thinking like, what the hell is going on? Alright, let's put diff lock on. That's going to help. I'm just trying to get this lined up, but it's not the easiest. We've torn the path to pieces. The road even. I mean, this is really not working, is it? I think what I'm going to have to do is almost like some sort of figure of 8. Get myself turned round, drive past it, turn around, and then line up by coming at it from the front rather than reversing. I thought I'd just gone into reverse then, but I didn't. Because these have got quite a tight turning circle, which is handy. Unless it gets stuck like that. I think literally yesterday someone commented on my YouTube saying like, oh, I've just started watching the series and I'm looking for some tips here. You're in the wrong place. It's no good tips on this channel, I'm afraid, guys. Just disaster after disaster, I think. Alright, we're going the hell of a long way around to get this turned around, but needs must. Hoping I don't swamp myself here, but we've got trees that don't fall apart. Oh, I've swamped myself. Great. This is just disaster after disaster now. I feel like I should have just gone all the way to the lumber mill, because that would have been probably faster than trying to turn it here at this point. Wonder how much time this little disaster set me back. So that was a little stop for coffee there. Let's get jittery before we carry on. Oh no, it's decaf to be fair, so we won't get jittery. It's getting dark, which is not going to help. But look at the state of the ground here now. I think basically I needed to go kind of what I've just done there, closer to the trees. Too far away. So I'm going to try and use the Fleet Stars crane so I can kind of position myself. Obviously we don't really care about the wood. That was just hanging around in the trailer. I don't need to rescue that. I thought I was going to be stuck then. But, and this is pretty goopy and horrid, but as long as we can get close enough to that massive tree that's there, we'll be able to pull ourselves out, so I don't really care too much. But I do think this could be quite an ordeal trying to get this cargo in. Especially if it does that. Brilliant. Oh, this is turning out to be a bit of an issue, isn't it? This is a classic case of where you think a SnowRunner job's gonna take not long at all. Why can't I attach to anything on the... Is it because the crane's up? Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on, matey. You can do it. So yeah, it seems like I can't lift this, which is an issue. I can potentially winch myself back down then. Crane might do this. No, that probably just made it worse. Yeah. Yeah. So, can we... I've never done this before, so I don't know how it works. I'm going to try and restart it. Okay, so what's that done? Huh. I'm hoping that hasn't just completely fucked me and deleted the cargo that I need. Because if it has, I don't know how I proceed with this. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. See if we can pull the Fleet Star over, and then I'm going to head back down. Back down the way we came. Back down to that first one and see if I can hopefully pick up the cargo again. If not, I might have just completely screwed the run by deleting it or restarting it. Man, that was... Let's look at the recording time. Half an hour, 30 minutes. It's just completely down the pan because of flipping a trailer and just not being able to rescue it. I mean, it might have been doable if I'd taken the Fleet Star back to a garage, put one of the big cranes on it, brought it back here, and attempted to lift the cargo out that way. But it might not have been, because you saw how unstable the Fleet Star was with it. So I don't know what the strength of those bigger cranes is. I mean, granted, I didn't try it with a White Western Star, actually, which is a little sturgy on its feet. But even so, considering the Fleet Star could barely get it off the ground. Let's just put the map on, because I need to go down to this one. It seems to imply that there's still... I don't know. Is there cargo? I've reset it. am genuinely a bit worried that that might have killed the run by deleting that. If it hasn't respawned it in the cargo zone, especially as I've reset the mission, then I don't know if there's a way around it. I feel like there should be. But then again, maybe is that an element of hard mode? That deleting the cargo... Oh no, maybe it could be. Okay, actually, worst case, it hasn't killed the run. It's just killed the chances of 100%ing Michigan, I guess. Because it's going to lock out the last few missions. So, it's not that dramatic. It would just mean... Yeah, no chance at 100% on Michigan if I've just locked that out. I mean, we've got the yellow arrow of pickup cargo appearing. Whether that actually means anything or not, I don't know. But yeah, so much for what I thought would be a simple back and forth delivery job. Very quiet in anticipation here. Hey, we can get one. So that's a relief. That's a big relief, actually. It still means we have to get it to the right place, but that should be hopefully less of an issue. Because I'm going to avoid that path now, I think. Oh, it's going to cost us extra. Because obviously we spent 150 last time. But so we're going to go up here, and then we're going to risk going around here and see if that'll do it. Because that is horrid there. Alright, attempt 2, everyone. Attempt 2. I've also just realised that not having the wood in the trailer now has put this big cargo container one slot forward, which actually means a bit more of its weight is over the axles of the over the rear wheels of the White Western Star, which might actually make the trailer a little sturdier. Not by a lot, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, thinking about it, obviously before the entire weight of that cargo container was kind of floating down the back section of the trailer. Whereas now, at least a portion of it is over this, which may help. I'm still not going to risk the daft way that we just went and flipped over, especially with the state that the road's in now. But we're going to try going a slightly longer way and hope that that does the job for us. I can't remember what this waypoint was. I think it was just a carry on, essentially. Yeah, it's not a turn. Well, it looks like we're sticking on Michigan for a while. And actually talking about 100%, there's a very interesting question. It's not interesting, dearie me. No, it's just a question that I'd like to ask everyone that's watching, and I'll probably bang this up on the actual, is it the post tab or the community tab? I think it's changed names on YouTube. Maybe get a poll going, because Michigan has these 4 missions, which are all to do with logging, as you can see. And I think they were added post-launch to the game. But essentially, firstly, I don't know whether they're actually going to make us any money on hard mode. It might make us negative money because of the costs of buying the login trailers, which we then can't recuperate on hard mode. And secondly, they're quite boring. I did them on normal mode and it's just a lot of back and forth. Quite unexciting. Because you can only, like, you know, some of them are like, oh, you need to deliver 3 sets of these logs to this one place, and you can only take 1 at a time, certainly with the large logs. So it's just back and forth. So the question is, do you think I should go for the 100% and do the logging missions, or just sack them off and move on to Alaska when the time comes? What would you like to see as an audience member? If you want to see some logging, great, we'll get on with it. If not, it's into the snow. Regardless, I want to try and do everything else on the map. It's just those 4 logging missions that are, well, I don't find them enjoyable. If I do them though, I imagine they'll be quite time-lapse heavy episodes, especially, as I mentioned, because they're quite back and forth. Which might be a nice different vibe, a bit less commentary, more of a kind of chill-out driving video. Yeah, let me know in the comments, and maybe after this video goes live I might even put a poll up, if that's possible. It might be too soon to ask. There's still going to be quite a few contracts to do before we get anywhere near there, because I'll probably leave them till last, or close to last, if I do them. And I'll probably also look at what the cost implications of doing them are. But yeah, let me know. And likewise, any good off-road vehicles to buy, because I still haven't got one. Suggestions are welcome. That's going to be fun. High range, because every time I put the diff lock on it doesn't like it, so instead of sticking with low plus, we'll go high range for the extra little bit of speed. We're going to be coming up on that horrid little log or rock or whatever it is along here that absolutely knackers the almost every truck that I've driven over it with. that I can also barely see, so we'll find out whether we kill ourselves on that today, or whether we manage to dodge it. I can't exactly remember where it is, which doesn't help. It's sort of a bit hidden, I think. Is that it? Oh, I think that might be it. There's more logs along here, so could be any one of these. Oh, piss. I sort of saw that coming, but also thought I'd successfully dodged it. But the turning circle said no. So, that was good, wasn't it? Here is our big, old fuel tanker. I'm sure I've said it before, but I hate the fact that the recover button is right next to the refuel button. Accidentally taking off diff lock then was not the way to do that. One down, 2 to go. I reckon I could have probably done them all by now if we'd not had that disaster. So where's number 2? Got one down there, and one over here. And you know what I think we're going to do? I think it is time to play with the Twinster, because we've never used this. And it's a 4-seater. 4-seater, what? 4-slotter. So let's give it a whirl. We're going right. I'm just got to... if I can get it out. What? Am I stuck on something? Right, there we go. So we haven't got all-wheel drive, and we've not got diff. We haven't got diff lock. I don't know what I'm talking about. We haven't got high or low range gears on this. But I do remember, I think, that it is a bit of a monster anyway. So we'll see what happens. We'll give it a whirl. And even say it's just a nice little change of pace from the White Western Star. Which I do love anyway, but this might also be a little bit sturdier. That could be famous last words, but you never know. But considering we unlocked this and got it repaired quite a long time ago, possibly even last year in terms of when I actually recorded this, versus recording that, sorry. So yeah, it's good to give this one a whirl. I'm a little unsure about the route that I'm taking to get there though. I was half tempted to try and drag that Chevy, but we're not going to faff around with that when we've got one of those big containers on us. Got good lights on, and because of the size of the truck, it gives you a really wide field of view when you're zoomed out. That might be the same with other trucks, and I've just not noticed, but there we go. So I'm going to be taking a slightly exciting route across the swamp now. So we do have to see if we can actually get there successfully. In the dark, of course. But there are plenty of trees, which is always helpful. I am missing the low range plus at the moment though. One of those would have been nice. And doing this in the dark is a little tricky to see exactly where I'm going. I think I've just cut the corner and gone straight into the swamp. Yeah. As a reminder for you all, I'm playing this on a PlayStation. On a TV that's, you know, in my living room, so it's a good distance away from me. When there's a bit of glare on the screen from the sun, or, you know, just generally the fact that I'm not up close to the screen, sometimes it might actually be harder for me to see what's going on than it is for anyone sitting watching this, like, on a phone, on a tablet, on a computer screen right in front of their face. So, and brightness settings. You never know, you might be watching this with slightly higher brightness on your computer maybe. So if anyone is sitting there going like, oh, I can see perfectly, well, that's very exciting for you, and I'm happy for you. I mean that genuinely. Like, I'm not trying to be derogatory or anything, but yeah, that's why I might not be as clear on what I can see as you, essentially. I'm rambling a lot today. I hope that's okay. I think this turn's going to be interesting when we come up here and then essentially do that, but with a big load on us. Nope, still want that on. It is getting lighter though, which is good. Again, we'll do the lap so that we can pick this up as we're leaving and on a fairly flat surface. Yeah, I feel like this isn't as powerful as I'd hoped, but it might be just, I don't know what it might be. Oh. Oh, I didn't expect that. A scene. Very rapid deconstruction. I assume that's what's in our box. Although the box appeared first, so who knows. I just tried to look behind me like I'm playing GTA or something, but that didn't work. There you go, that's how I look behind. Oh, that's a nice little... Let's get a thumbnail with this. So I was just looking at the map then to see whether it was worth turning right here and then turning around somewhere, but I'm just gonna... I think I'm gonna have to do that actually, because otherwise that's a horrid turn to try and make. And we have learnt with SnowRunner, as we know, that sometimes going a little bit out of the way and doing things carefully is a bit more efficient in the long run. I think maybe down at the turn here will be a good spot through turn, because again I'm not going to try and risk the horrid bridge route with this. Again, I've said this before, probably multiple times, but there is a wonderful relief when the sun comes up in SnowRunner, especially when it's been a bit of a tricky nighttime drive, whether that's not been able to see properly or trying to deal with a truck that's just flipped over or all manner of things. But it's nice to have some light again. And as a person that does like getting outdoors and exploring nature and stuff, being in these really kind of quite pretty naturalistic environments in SnowRunner is a tiny little bit of a serotonin boost as well. Like, okay, I'm ploughing through it with an industrial truck, which is not really, you know, kind of in keeping with the nature style, but, you know, looking at these trees and the sun and the mist and stuff, it is It is nice. It is a nice little experience for the game. I'm not going to go quite as far as saying it's relaxing, because SnowRunner is far from relaxing. Goodness, I thought we were possibly going to go then. So I think I'm just enjoying having a new truck horn to sound today. Yeah, you can see progress-wise this is a little up and down compared to the White Western Star. It's very stop-start, and I think that's where we're really missing having the high range gear. Just try not to bop ourselves on the power pole. Almost. Yeah, the twin steer is an interesting one. I used it a lot on normal mode on Michigan, but I don't really remember using it on Alaska at all. So yeah, maybe we'll get some more use out of it on hard mode. I just noticed this option as well. Oh, that's exciting. I've been far more exciting at night time when we could have seen the effect of them, but let's have them on for now. Yeah, it's quite a journey to get this back to a garage to upgrade it as well. We'll make it there at some point. But yeah, I don't know whether it'll come to Alaska with us or not. Oh, I don't like this. Let's just go back the way we came instead of trying to plough through. Because we know that we could at least cope with the angle we were then. I do like how the dynamic of the game changes as you get further into each kind of region, really. So if it starts out, you know, razzing about in a little scout, small journeys, tight paths, up and down, like finding your watchtowers to uncover the map and looking out for upgrades to upgrade your fleet and finding missions and all sorts. And then kind of at a later stage you're doing stuff like this, ploughing through ponds and stuff with big old powerful trucks, trying to figure out efficient routes to do things in terms of bringing your cargo, and yeah, just a very different dynamic to the game from the kind of, yeah, early stages of a region and later stages of a region. Because, like, I don't know, when was the last time we used a scout truck? Quite a while ago at this point. So we sort of don't really need them now. Let's just see where we're going. So it's literally back out the way we came, back up to there, down to here, and across there. Let's not reverse out, that'd be fun. Yeah, this thing's a bit of a beast. Well, you can see it's completely... Oh, it's knackered on one side, but not the other. Did I do that? Or is that just how it comes? Is that mud? No, it's been battered a bit, hasn't it? Interesting. Yeah, all-wheel drive for this would be great. I think you can get it, but I think you have to find the upgrade, and I think it's in a much later region. This is another one of those trucks that has the turning circle of a cruise ship, which is good. Oh, dropped a litre there in the process of refuelling, so I didn't quite come away with a full fuel tank. I'm sure that's okay. Can we spin before the tree? Yes. If anyone knows what this kind of truck is used for in real life, drop in the comments, because I have no idea, and I'm slightly intrigued. The fact that it's all just one fixed thing but with lots of massive wheels and stuff, kind of intriguing. So yeah, let me know if you do know. Right, as before, we'll do a little victory lap. Or we'll just grind to a halt. Either's a good choice. I mean, that's kind of wrong. We don't want to be grinding to halts. Whilst that's flat. Oh, another video. So 2 out of 3 give us videos. The other one just stays standing. Exciting. Returning this place to nature, which is good. Oh, we've hit a tree. Do the usual. There we go. It's gone anyway. Maybe I got rid of it straight away. I just didn't notice. You can start to see how useful it is just dumping that big trailer there. You know, we've already come past it multiple times in this video. Much like the trailer the other side of the lumber mill in a way, you know. We've done a lot of refuels today, but not one of them has involved having to go out our way to do it, really. Apart from when I made the choice with the fleet start to go and do it. But the rest have all just been fueling up as we're passing, which is very nice. I'm getting a bit stuck just at the end, just to really make us work for the contract reward. So we spent 600 money on auto loading for this. Would have been 450, but obviously we did it twice because of the disaster on the first attempt. So it'd be good to see how much money we'll make off the back of it. Even so, the second set of 150 we spent, when I ballsed it up really, it's still cheaper than getting a crane and all that. And in time, would have saved a lot of time. So, moment of truth. $5,950, if I'm reading that right from here, so good amount. And a warehouse is available, that's good actually. What is that? Warehouse. It's drilling equipment, just one of them. So we bought 3 of them to here, and then they're offering one of them to go somewhere. So we probably just unlocked a couple more. No, it's just harbour delivery. Delivered to the port, Drummond Islands, drilling equipment. Wow. I don't know why you think you're... Oh, maybe this one didn't have a limited to it. Yeah, that would make sense, because obviously that one's not been taken down. So you can get plenty from there. But we have got that one there. So I imagine that's what we'll be doing next time. Don't know whether to just razz it down and grab that one, or just take the one from here, but I'll have a look through the missions and see what is the most efficient way to do it. Because this one might be useful somewhere else. If not, it might be going to port. But yeah, thank you very much for watching and enduring today's fun and games. And I will see you in the next one, so enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.